Capitol Drive to that point. Southbound 43 slowing from just south of Hampton all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River crossing. Westbound 94 delays from 27th Street to Hawley Road. Eastbound backing up from about 84th Street all the way to 35th. Don't miss Snap-on IndyCar Weekend, August 28th through the 30th at Milwaukee Mile at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Get your tickets at milwaukeemile.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, increasing clouds and humidity, a few overnight showers, a low of 67. Tomorrow, lingering showers exit early, then pop-ups in the afternoon, a high of 80. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
You never know when someone you care about might need a place like Curative Care. For more than a century, Curative Care has been helping children, adults, and families across southeast Wisconsin navigate developmental disabilities and find the support they need to thrive. They help families every step of the way, from early childhood through adulthood. They connect parents with resources, provide guidance through challenging times, and create a community where people truly belong. If you know someone who may be looking for answers and support for a loved one with developmental disabilities, visit curative.org. That's curative.org. Do it today.
ESPN Wisconsin's Gabe Neitzel here for Events by Design. If you're planning an annual meeting, leadership summit, product launch, or trade show, you already know the pressure is on. Events by Design takes those high-stake moments and turns them into immersive experiences that energize your audience and elevate your brand. They handle everything: designing, planning, production, ensuring your event is executed seamlessly. No stress, no scrambling, just a memorable experience that delivers. Get started today. Just search online. Events by Design. They design, you party.
This is Marquette basketball head coach Shaka Smart. You're listening to the home of Golden Eagle basketball, 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A good karma sports radio station. From the biggest stages in golf.
A 64-foot, 5-inch putt to win his first major championship. That was storybook stuff, Gabe.
To the courses right here in Wisconsin.
Made sure we had plenty of chicken salad.
She gave me a member's service.
She most certainly
chicken
did.
Salad.
Again, the guy at the front gate thought you were an employee. Maybe she thought you were an employee out here playing as well.
We're talking majors, tour drama, and the rounds we wish we didn't have to post. This is On the Tee. Alongside PGA Tour Live Stephen Watson. Here's Gabe Neitzel.
Oh, man. Always love when you get to catch up with Homer right before we start On the Tee. He's Stephen Watson. I'm Gabe Neitzel. You know, just giving him a little advice, which honestly I can relate to. Because he was talking about, he was just trying to figure out he had damaged the shaft on his driver, had accidentally not buckled in the clubs to the cart.
Yeah, first question I said, was it your fault or somebody else's? And he said it was his.
Yeah.
That's a bad feeling.
And honestly, I mean, I saw that when I was in Michigan a couple weeks ago. Somebody forgot to do that to theirs, and it fell off. Luckily, there was no damage to the clubs.
Yeah.
But I feel him there because, Steven, it happened again. I broke another driver shaft. So I can relate to Homer in terms of having to replace the driver shaft.
I think it's on your travel. I'm a little concerned about how you're traveling your clubs.
No, I mean, so... But again, it came off in a different spot again. And when we traveled to Michigan, we drove, and in order to make all the clubs fit into the trunk, we had to take out all the woods. So then the bags stacked neatly, and then all the clubs went on top of it. But so the last time I broke a driver shaft, I had it for 2.5 years. I think I told the story on the Tee. And it broke just kind of right where the driver head would go in. You know, like I could screw it out and I could get the end nozzle.
That's where you would
on
expect it to break, right?
Well, so actually played one of your favorite places.
Oh,
got the invite to go play Pine Hills over the weekend.
Wow!
And on the first hole,
why am I finding out about this live on the air? Not a single picture.
No, well, because I was frustrated because on the first hole, it felt like maybe the head kind of spun after contact and ended up kind of hitting a snap hook, right? Okay, I'm like, well, that was kind of weird, but maybe I just snap hooked it. Maybe it was kind of early in the morning, whatever. Second time, definitely felt it. Well, and I looked down and there was a little gap between and I can show you the picture, between kind of where you would make the adjustments. And I mean, I've seen these gaps happen before with a lot of clubs where the epoxy's just not good. Second drive, yeah, definitely felt it, and the gap got bigger.
Ooh.
So haven't heard from our guy Ben at Wisconsin Country Club today. Because I took the shaft in. I had the shaft.
Worry that you're becoming a liability at the club. You're costing everybody money.
I had
Stop
this
swinging
shaft.
the club so hard.
I had the shaft for maybe a month, at most 5 weeks. And it's just been a frustrating endeavor because I was swinging the drive. You played with me. I was swinging the driver great last week.
Whew, you were golfing your ball when you played last week.
And so, you're starting to get comfortable, feeling good with everything. And next thing I know, now the driver's benched again because I got to wait for the shaft to come in.
Maybe it's telling you something. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Stop
but so
beating me
I
up.
understand the where Homer's coming from there in terms of having to replace the shaft on his driver. But the big news, of course, in the world of professional golf,
We got a lot to get to today.
we have a lot to get to. So that's why I wasn't even planning on telling that story today, but here we are.
It's okay.
In the last 10 months, last 9 months, I've broken the face of the driver cracked, one shaft, two shafts, all on the driver.
We got to send you out to East Lake, and maybe you can get like a tour truck
Yeah,
to
right?
actually
Just-
fit you and get that thing really dialed in.
Well, I think that, it was just, I don't know if an epoxy issue or what the issue with this driver
Gotta
is.
go talk
but-
to Eldrick Potkeeter, see what he's doing.
Yeah, see what he's got going
Yeah.
on. But
Maybe Gary Woodland.
big news coming out of Atlanta today. Brody Miller first reported this morning for The Athletic, and then it was shortly thereafter confirmed by the tour, and then Brian Rolap was talking about it today. But they are moving the formats as expected, as rumored. It is just now official. In 2028, we will no longer be having a 30-person field at East Lake for the Tour Championship. Instead, basically the regular season and the Tour Championship are just being separated. Really don't have anything to do with each other. You're not going to have this playoff that they have right now where you're ending and crowning a season-long champion. No, that's going to be ended. Throughout the course of the regular season, if you play really well, you're going to get that opportunity to get your flowers, get whatever bonus money is going to be associated with that in 2028 in a 90-man stroke play event.
Yep.
And at the end of
There
that,
will be a trophy.
Yep, you'll get that trophy
A
and
large check.
yes, and I'm sure a very large check. FedEx won't be giving it away anymore, but I'm sure somebody will sign up to be that title sponsor. And then the top 32 in the season point standings at the end of that stroke play event will be going on to a 32-man match play event that will be happening, Stephen, over the course of 2 weeks at 2 different golf courses.
Love it.
So you're going to have pods of 4 play a round robin, much like you see in the World Cup.
Yeah, World Cup style.
And then the top 2 from each pod end up advancing to the single elimination 16-man tournament. Now, I don't know how they're necessarily going to stack it and motivate everyone because once they get to 16, even though it's single elimination, everybody is still playing every day. So you're basically playing off for every spot, right? So you'll have 1 through 16, and I'm sure there's going to be dollar amounts to try to keep these guys engaged throughout the course of these 16. But this was the rumor for a long time, and they are actually coming through with it. And it seems like the players, for the most part, are pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I think they nailed it. I had heard rumors that they were going to go to multiple weeks with a match play style. Just didn't know what that was going to look like. I love the idea of pods. I think what most people were scared of was to have Scotty Scheffler as the 1 seed upset in the round of 64, and you're like, oh, well, what did you just play this entire season for? What did it mean?
Mm-hmm.
So to separate the two, Brian Rolap has been very clear. It's not called the playoffs anymore. He doesn't want people to think of it as a playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
He wants you to think of there was a regular season. We're going to crown a regular season champion for consistent good golf all year, and then we're going to have our tour championship, which is going to be this match play. And I think it's a fun way to keep guys engaged. I think when you think about the time of year this is going to happen, Gabe,
Mm-hmm.
it's trending into a Ryder Cup and a President's Cup. I think it builds momentum into match play golf. I think there's a lot of desire to see these guys play more match play golf because of how fun those events are. I think the buy-in is going to be there because there's going to be a probably significant financial component to it. And I do think match play brings out the competitiveness in a lot of these guys that we don't see week to week just because of what strokes mean on a regular PGA Tour schedule and the finances behind each shot and the pressure of each shot. I think stroke play is going, or the match play is going to be better for television. I think it's going to create, good moments of these guys, a little bit more organic and loose. Personalities might be able to shine. When you talk about making a product for the viewers, match play is the way to go.
Yeah.
Because I think these guys are going to have fun with it. They're going to embrace it. Change was coming. They all knew that. And I think you're going to see 32 guys have fun with it and really have something to play for and be a part of something that's new and fresh and innovative. And I love the idea of the World Cup style because you have to play your way in. And then once you're in, you got to win 4 matches. I think what they have to figure out, to your point, is if you're not playing for the championship, what are you playing for? And I think I'm sure, a lot of money. But I also just think these guys have a lot of pride in being competitors and understand that at the end of the day, they're entertainers. I think that's the thing that's kind of been lost in this game for a while is like, we're still paying to watch these guys entertain us as professional golfers.
For anyone, I guess, that is concerned about that, of, well, what are these guys playing for? Well, when they were doing the net golf tour championship and Scotty Scheffler would be starting at 10 under par and the next guy, whoever was number 30 on that list was literally 10 shots back of whoever was number 1. Yeah. They had no chance at winning the tour championship, yet they showed up, yet they played and tried to finish in the best spot they could. Yes, there was a financial motivation to do so, and I'm sure they'll do something like that. I don't care what the motivation is, just figure out a way to motivate them to play, because I don't care about the money. So much of professional golf has been, whoa, they're playing for this much money. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't care anymore. So do whatever you have to do to motivate those guys to play, and money usually talks in those situations. Just make sure they're motivated to play so it's an entertaining product. And this was something that we had talked about a couple of weeks ago. I mean, they don't know the venues yet, but this is made for TV. This is not going to need all of the big build-outs that you typically see, which opens the door for some of these other places that the tour hasn't been in quite some time. So I think that opens the door for Whistling Straits to be a part of this rotation. Maybe they get one of them, or, different golf courses that the tour hasn't been to in a while. Some of those forgotten PGA Championship events, I think, again, in the Midwest, would be perfect for that because they've been left behind with the PGA going to May, and it just doesn't make sense for it to be there. And I think that's the best door open for this state, for Wisconsin, to get back on the PGA Tour schedule.
I think that one thing that's also lost on these guys who get to play, some of the best golf courses in the world in the best condition week in and week out is we think that they take good golf courses for granted. When I hear these guys talk about the opportunity to play a Cypress, a Seminole, a Pine Valley, and these are just ideas, right? Their eyes light up just like my eyes and your eyes. Mm-hmm. And I think that's an important thing to remember, too, is like these guys love this game. Yes, it's work, but this can bring the kid out of them a little bit more. Why they fell in love with golf was for great venues. Maybe it is match play that they love to do in the offseason with their buddies, just like all of us. And I hope that's what we hone in on a little bit more as we trend towards 2028 and what this is going to look like and why it's going to make for better TV, because it's going to be more about the venue than it ever has been, because we're going to destinations that we don't see week in and week out and might take for granted, even though it's some of the best golf properties in the United States. So I think that element of it could be really fun if done the right way. And if there's less of a build out and smaller crowds, they can focus more on the storytelling of the courses themselves, of the players themselves, and really build up what this might look like from a visual standpoint in a way that we haven't seen golf televised ever before.
Well, because what I like about this from Rolap, and this is why you bring in a fresh set of eyes, right? Rolap coming to this from outside the golf world and trying to build this out. He's looking at this and going, look, the PGA Tour playoff, it hasn't worked. Mm-hmm. They've tried so many different things over the years, Steven, since FedEx came to them. And I don't blame the tour for trying to figure something like this out, because they look at every other sport and you go, man, playoffs. Playoffs are always the sexy word in the NFL and NBA and Major League Baseball and any other sport. Playoffs. So, okay, FedEx is coming to us with a bunch of money. Let's see if we can figure this out. And in the early iterations, there's a lot of volatility. It's how Bill Haas became the Tour champion and the FedEx Cup champion, right? Because he got hot. Same thing with Billy Horschel.
Yep.
Like Billy Horschel got hot, won a couple playoff events. Next thing you know, he's the FedEx Cup champ.
Victor Hovland a couple years ago won the BMW and the Tour Championship back-to-back weeks.
And then the feedback there was, whoa, there's too much volatility here. We should be rewarding whoever plays the best throughout the course of the season, which is how we get to the Scotty Scheffler starts at -10 or Rory or whoever's number one going into the Tour Championship. So we can still have this championship, but also crown someone and try to have the best of both worlds. They decide to punt on the starting strokes. Tommy wins last year. Who knows who's going to win this year? We'll get to that in a little bit because you're going to be on PGA Tour
Live. If you're
Live.
Scotty, you're like, well, what did I just do this whole year? Right?
Yeah. So you're getting rid of that. The playoffs they don't work in golf. They just don't. We tried it. We tried to do something. I understand trying to create something. And look, we've given this thing plenty of time. We've given it 20 years, right? And it just hasn't worked. It hasn't created the same interest that the majors have, that the players does. Heck, even some of the early season, and maybe it's because we're just in Wisconsin, we want to look at nice golf courses in warm weather, but places like Pebble or Riv and some of those early season events they play out west are just more exciting even than now when they're playing the Tour Championship or playing these playoff events, and there's not a ton of volatility. I think we had one player move into the top 50 when we went from the cut down from 70 to 50 for the BMW this last week.
There was one in the top 70, there was one inside the top 50, and three inside
this
the top
week.
30.
Yeah. So a little more volatility there, but not really a ton of volatility. So what are we playing for? So I think trying to go, yes, this isn't a playoff. This is just our Tour Championship. We're trying to make this just more fun and more relatable for fans, something fans can grab onto, instead of having to, well, how many FedEx Cup points do you get if you finish in this position and here? But if you can play, but now if he fit, no. We're going to take our top 32 and we're going to play match play. And there ain't nothing we got to explain about that because it's me versus you. And if you beat me, you move on.
Exactly.
It's easy. It's easy for fans to grasp. And from what I've seen from players, Rory McIlroy talked about it today at his press conference. He's for it. Max Homa appeared on the No Laying Up podcast today. He's for it. It just seems like the players they realize that they want the fans to grab onto the Tour Championship a little bit more, and maybe this is just the way to get it done.
Well, this is what Roll-Up has said from the beginning. He brings the NFL mindset to the PGA Tour. It is about the fans. It's not about the sponsors. It's not about the players. The fans tell you what they want, and this is what the fans have wanted for a long time. So he listened. And it's a really smart way to be a CEO, is listen to the people who are watching your product and paying for your tickets, right? And one thing that he brought up today that I thought was interesting that they would mess around with is like, there will be fans that attend these matches, but think of it as being courtside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you will
It's an
pay
exclusive,
premium.
exclusive event.
They want it to look like the amateur. They want it to look like fans standing around the greens and walking with these groups and getting a really intimate look on golf. And I know not everybody's going to be able to afford it, but it's just kind of a forward-thinking way of being like, we're going to play this out to the masses on TV, make it look really good on TV, because that's ultimately who our fan base is. But we're going to also reward people who might be local members who are giving up their course or, sponsors or people that are willing to pay a premium to go see golf in a way that they've never seen it before. And that's I just feel like there's such a vision. And it's an easy vision to get behind. Maybe it's because it's the one that I've always wanted. I've been unapologetic about match play for a long time. But I think you said it really well. Like, if you don't like it, go win, right? Like that's what golf is about. In tennis, it's a bracketed format.
Yeah.
It's an individual sport. It's probably the only thing you can really compare golf to is tennis. It's in a bracket.
Yeah.
You go and you win.
Go
and if
win.
you lose, it's an upset. And you know what? It draws ratings. People go to watch the best, and they love to watch the best lose.
And you still have the opportunity with the way they're going to do this. The golf course is going to be full, so I think it's going to be easy for NBC or CBS or Netflix or Amazon or ESPN, whoever is going to be a television partner for this in 2028, because Roll-Up's talking to all of them.
Yep.
You'll have plenty of golfers, plenty of golf shots to show with all the different matches, so everybody's still going to be there once you get to the round of 16. Plus, with the round format, you have everybody the week before. And having two, hopefully, really good venues should be able to separate this thing. I think this is going to be a home run. And again, making sure to avoid the word playoff. I get it, because playoff doesn't work. It's just another event, but it's a different event where you get to see the top players that played the best all throughout the course of the season.
Just think about the changes, like when you step back in the last calendar year for where the tour is headed. You can't help but just be excited about the Champions and the Challenger Series and the vision for that, and how we get the best golfers together, hopefully more. That was one thing that Rollup was asked about today that I thought he was kind of non-committal on, was the number of events. And he kind of defended Rory and his allegiance to the DP World Tour as well, and trying to figure out the number. Well, the design of this is going to favor only somebody like Rory. He can play fewer events and still be a part of this tour championship with being one of the top 32 players. So I think Rollup has his finger on the pulse of the fans, and he definitely has his finger on the pulse of the players. And he's a really good leader right now through the first calendar year of him, quote unquote, taking over. Now he's officially taking over as the CEO, but really running the show. Just
real quick before, because we got a lot of other things to get to at the Tour Championship happening this week. Last week we did mention that, whispers, rumors of maybe Rahm coming back 25. No, that ain't happening.
Yeah.
He was very staunch, Rollup was today. We gave those guys an opportunity with our returning player program at the beginning of the season. Brooks was able to get out of that deal, and now it's like, well, yeah, that ship is sinking. We're not just going to be a life raft for you to jump on.
Yep.
So
Rahm's path forward is to go win on the DP World
DP
Tour.
World Tour.
That's
just like we saw with Patrick Reed.
Yep.
Do that. That's going to be the route for a lot of these guys, potentially. We'll have to wait and see how that all plays out. But it does not seem like there is going to be another pathway the way it was for Brooks Koepka. We'll have to wait and see how that continues. What happens with Liv, if they get the investment that they think they might get, who's going to stick around, or if that's just going to become Bryson's tour.
Oh, goodness. Good grief.
There's one direction it's trending, and it's going to be the Bryson tour.
Yeah. Available only on YouTube. Hey, maybe if the playoffs started this year, Wyndham Clark would be the 1 seed. What do you think of that?
Well, we will dive into that conversation. Who is the PGA Tour Player of the Year? We do that coming up next, but with 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land. The Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. After your round, stop in the clubhouse for food and drinks. All you have to do is call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com.
Back to the course and on the tee with Gabe and Steven after this on 94.5 ESPN. The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
That's why I said the toughest part to me for the Packers is that the division is, I think, better than it's been.
The best 60 minutes of your day happens on the Homer Hour.
So the issue is, and I'm working on the T-shirt right now, this season is very simple.
This guy.
Got to win the damn division.
Weekday afternoons from 5 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Navigating today's complex market takes more than a bank. It takes a strategic partner. Fifth Third Bank helps businesses manage risk and solve financial challenges with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making. With 167 years of experience and nearly 20 years serving Milwaukee, Fifth Third delivers solutions like commercial payments, capital structure optimization, and risk mitigation. Big enough for sophisticated solutions, local enough to make decisions that matter. Connect with the Fifth Third Milwaukee team today. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
If you're shopping for a new vehicle, you know where to go. It's Ewald Automotive Group's 2026 Model Year Closeout. To make room for the 2027s, all remaining 2026 models are priced to sell. Shop over 1,500 vehicles with financing as low as 0%. Ewald's 2026 Model Year Closeout. Going on now at every Ewald location.
Go to ewaldauto.com.
Select models with approved credit for a limited term. See dealer for details.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, with my brother and business partner, Aaron Brown.
Siding Unlimited has grown into Wisconsin's best local remodeling company and proven by our long list of awards, highlighted by our 5-time Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year Award.
For new siding, windows, roofing, and doors, call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
What if one place could bring your whole family together? At the Wisconsin Country Club, it's more than just golf. It's summer days by the pool, pickleball and tennis with friends, a full fitness center, and kids programs they'll actually look forward to. No more juggling schedules across town, no more multiple memberships, just one place where everything and everyone comes together. From casual dinners to year-round experiences, this is where your family wants to be. The Wisconsin Country Club, more than a club, it's your home away from home. Schedule a tour for you and your family today and mention Good Karma for exclusive promotions.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher for Outdoor Living Unlimited. Well, my wife and I chose Outdoor Living Unlimited to build our outdoor project. And when we met with Aaron and Eric Brown, owners and brothers of Outdoor Living Unlimited, we felt like they were the right guys to work with. We share the same hardworking values, and their showroom is a must-see at 665 Larry Court in Waukesha. If you're looking for a new deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, and more, Outdoor Living Unlimited is a must. Start with OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com and end with an amazing outdoor space.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Walney Legal Group. You've packed the laptop, the mini fridge, and plenty of snacks as your pride and joy heads off to college. Don't worry, you'll still be their bank, their laundromat, their occasional restaurant, and their hotel of choice. But once your child turns 18, none of that will matter during a hospital stay, a banking or insurance issue, a lease problem, or while they're studying abroad. Powers of attorney allow you to continue being there to help when your child needs it most. So Walney Legal Group is there to help your family with that legal peace of mind. Visit WalneyLegal.com. That's WALNY Legal.com for more.
Experience the best of fall golf at Island Resort and Casino. Enjoy late season rounds at Sweetgrass, Sage Run, or the new 9-hole Cedar course. Fall golf rates include tee time starting at just $80 and stay and play packages from $136. Cedar course preview rounds are just $45 and available to book online. Plus, now is the time to plan next year's golf getaway. Submit your 2027 golf package request today at islandresortgolf.com. For It's On the Tee with Gabe Neitzel and Stephen Watson on 94.5 ESPN.
Golf Digest 10th ranked public course in the nation is right here in Wisconsin. It is Erin Hills. And can't help but think, maybe they get in the mix. Maybe they could be a match play golf course, Steven. Just saying.
Think about that back nine match play.
Match play could be a lot of fun. Erin Hills, modern course shaped by glaciers. Back nine. Yeah, think about how good that back nine would be in a match play format. You can check it out. Book your stay and play. Maybe you just want to play. Maybe you want to check it out. I cannot recommend it more. We cannot recommend it more. Learn more, plan your trip, erinhills.com. Started the show today talking about the Newer Tour Championship and what that's going to look like. But right now we've got to get to, because especially with this guy, it's all about the drive.
Sometimes it's all about the drive. But off the tee, it's all about the drive. The best and biggest shots of the weekend.
That house is like 400 yards away. Is that good? That's unbelievable.
It's all about the drive.
And all about the drive presented by our friends at Ewald Automotive. 2026 clear-out sale going on now at every Ewald Automotive location. Over 1,500 vehicles. They're priced to move. Check them out at ewaldauto.com. All right, Steven, Tour Championship happening this weekend. However, before we even get there, the question becomes, who is the PGA Tour Player of the Year? Is it the guy who just won? Is it Wyndham Clark, who now has 3 wins to his name this year? Been inconsistent, he's missed some cuts. Or is it Scotty Scheffler, who, once again, is just he's just the perfect example of what a consistent, great golfer should look like. Only 2 wins, though. The Amex and then the FedEx St. Jude.
So, I've gone back and forth in my own head about this for a little while. My short answer is it all comes down to Atlanta. I think that if Scotty
Unless Patrick Cantlay wins.
Scotty or Wyndham go out there and truly outperform the other this upcoming week, that is your tour champion, in my opinion. Or your player of the year. Your player of the year, in my opinion. I mean, if you look at Scotty's resume, he's made 19 starts. He's made 18 of those 19 cuts, all of them being top 25. He has more second-place finishes, or double the number of runner-up finishes than Wyndham Clark. Of course, he has 1 fewer win. Wyndham's 3 wins, including a major, the U.S. Open. All 3 of his wins were events that Scotty Scheffler played in, which I think is kind of interesting. It wasn't like he picked off ones that Scotty didn't play throughout the entire season.
Two big events, right? A major and a playoff event, and then Scotty's resume in terms of the wins are a playoff event and a non-signature event on the tour. The Amex for Scotty, the CJ Cup, Byron Nelson for Wyndham.
The thing that people have to remember, the players vote on this award.
Mm-hmm.
What we think does not matter. And the more I think about it, I think Wyndham Clark is going to end up winning your Player of the Year.
Really?
So I think everybody marvels over Scotty. This is a lot like being in Milwaukee and we watch Giannis have MVP seasons and people just had Giannis fatigue. I think we legitimately have Scotty fatigue, and this is one year where you can actually look at his resume and say, not what we've seen out of Scotty. Now, granted, it's way better than everybody else for the most part. I think there would be, almost every other golfer in the field would take the season that Scotty had.
Yeah.
But what we're witnessing out of Wyndham and him having the major win is going to lift him over the top. And I kept going back and forth on this because it's like, you look at the numbers, and Scotty is, by a mile, the most consistent, dominant player, number one player in the world. But I saw a tweet that Justin Thomas had today, and I'm going to read it to you because it truly took everything I was thinking and put it out there in a way that I think is important, and it's coming from a player's perspective, and these are the people who are voting. He said, "My random opinion nobody asked for the Player of the Year race. What makes it so interesting to me from talking to different guys about how it's everyone's definition of what makes the Player of the Year is different. That being said, nobody is right or wrong in that. It's what is important to that specific person. Personally, I always view the difference of a good and great season is how many tournaments or majors a person has won. I think the best way to really debate it is which season would players themselves rather have. Would you rather have more top fives, better scoring average, consistency, wins, etc.? Who's played better? Scotty. No question, right? But I find it hard to believe Scotty would rather have his season right now before the Tour Championship than Wyndham's, which includes a major and one more victory. A lot of this award also includes recency bias versus the entire season. The timing is important to be fresh in people's minds versus remembering what they may have forgotten happened earlier in the season." So JT didn't really give his opinion. He just made it sound like, I think most players would rather take the major win. And that's why the more I think about this, I think more players are actually going to tip their cap to what Wyndham has done this season. Because as much as I've tried to fight you on this, Gabe, when people in the game of golf are introduced, when I look to my broadcast partner on my left when I do a PGA Tour event, I intro them by the number of wins they have. Not the number of runner-up finishes they have.
Correct.
And Wyndham Clark has had more wins, and he won a major this year. And I believe Wyndham Clark should be the Player of the Year, barring what happens at East Lake this week.
I'm 100% there with you. And like Chris Gotterup has won 3 times this year. Doesn't include a major. He's not a part of the conversation. The major is the only reason Wyndham's a part of the conversation, because the majors are the most important thing in the game of golf. They just are. They matter more. And that's why this was easy for me. I look at these two, and I mean, it was closer a couple of years ago when we had this debate, and Scotty ended up winning the Player of the Year, and I was pushing for Xander because he won 2 majors that year. And Scotty had more overall wins, and he had the one. One of his wins was the Players. He won the Masters, so he won one of the big 4 events, and then probably the 5th most important event in the Players, and that probably pushes him over. And Xander not having any other wins than the 2 majors, so that was I think a debate. This isn't a debate. Scotty would much rather have Wyndham Clark's season than his own. Because it includes a major. And that's what you want to talk about, how guys get introduced. You get introduced once you start racking them up on the level that Scotty has. Heck, the way that Wyndham has now. He's got 2. He's a multiple-time major winner. That's how he gets... When Scotty, if any of them ever became broadcasters, or any time that they appear on big-time shows, on Pat McAfee's show, on anything like that, they get introduced as, he's a 2-time U.S. Open champ. Scotty Scheffler is a 5-time major winner. That's how these guys get introduced now. Or a 4-time major winner, excuse me. Scotty's won 4 of them. So that's how they get introduced. So that's the most important thing. And it's not like he was just a one and done. He wasn't Aaron Rye. winning one major championship. Not to take anything away from Aaron, because that PGA is
Aaron
forever.
doesn't care.
Yeah, that PGA championship is forever.
Forever.
Yeah, that's forever, man. But
Ryan Fox would tell you the same thing.
yeah, but at least Fox made it to this week.
That's true.
Aaron Ryan did not.
Yeah.
So you take a look at that, and that major means a lot. And he backed up the major with a playoff event and another event. And yeah, a lot of inconsistency in between it. Like, Wyndham Clark is the microwave man, where when he gets hot, look out.
Yeah.
He's not going to put up the consistency numbers that Scotty, I mean, nobody can put up the consistency numbers that Scotty does. But when he gets hot, he's been able to finish him off. And he puts up huge leads that he then hangs on to.
Some of his 54-hole leads are absurd. I mean, the Pebble one was called on his behalf.
Yes.
He was leading by, it felt like 10 at that point. His lead at Shinnecock was, 5+ strokes going into Sunday, wasn't it?
Yes.
And then this BMW, he had a 5-shot lead over Rory. And like the guys who came runner-up to him in a lot of these wins, Rory, Ludwig at Pebble Beach, like it's not like he's just beating...
Yeah.
Winning the 3M a couple of times in a season. I feel bad. I always call it
You always
3M.
call it 3M.
But
call it the Rocket. It doesn't exist anymore.
There you go, the Rocket. But I'll tell you what. We dogged Wyndham Clark on this program. And I've been really impressed with him letting his play do the talking. Am I a huge fan of his? No. But I'll tell you what, like Rory got caught saying that was a high character win. He is playing Road Ryder Cups in every single event that he plays in right now. There was not a single person at Bellerive that wanted him to beat Rory. What did he do? He went out there and outplayed Rory.
Down the stretch.
But it doesn't matter.
But for the first 12 holes he did.
He was 3 over on the first 15 holes,
Yep,
and then he was 3 under in the final 3.
Which is honestly might be even more impressive.
Yeah.
That he clearly did, for whatever reason, did not have it for the first 12, 13 holes. But then found it when he needed to in order to slam the door and win the event.
This guy's a dog. He is.
And,
you
don't win
his past
two.
Can't escape him, but I hope people are giving him the opportunity to try and win them back by his play and the competitor that he is, because this is a guy that could be a big representative for this team, not only this fall at the President's Cup, but I'm talking about the Ryder Cup down the line. For the way that this guy can stack up birdies in a round is incredible.
I said this after it happened, but say what you want about winning the U.S. Open at LACC, not a non-traditional U.S. Open course.
Beat Rory there too.
Yeah. Beat Rory and a little bit wider than traditional U.S. But when you back up that U.S. Open with one at Shinnecock, like you're now a 2-time U.S. Open champ.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't happen by accident. Right?
He's won on some big boy golf courses. He's won at Pebble. He's won at Quail Hollow. He's won...
Bellerive is a major championship venue. It has hosted majors before. I don't think they're going to get another one, but it hosted a PGA.
Yep.
Right? Like that's... these are some legitimate golf courses that this dude has won on. And am I his biggest fan? No. Am I incredibly impressed with the way that he is able to close and win these events? Heck yeah. Absolutely. And yes, I want him on my Ryder Cup team next year.
Scotty's going to go win this week and then just completely shut down our
Oh, yeah. But if he does, then he's 100% player of the year.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think something random is going to happen. We'll get into that in just a little bit as we continue to break down the Tour Championship happening this week. That is coming up next on the tee.
No ifs, ands, or puts. There's more on the tee with Gabe and Steven coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, That's all.
Enjoy Ozaukee County's premier golf destination, The Bog at Saukville. Featuring 18 championship holes designed by legendary golfer Arnold Palmer, The Bog offers a golf experience unlike any other for all skill levels. But The Bog is more than just golf. It's the perfect setting for corporate events, weddings, and group outings. Our team brings every detail to life. Play the finest greens of Wisconsin, then enjoy a bite to eat in our restaurant or out on our new patio bar overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy The Bog.
If you're a golfer, a hunter, or someone who has a lot of gear, you know how quickly a garage can run out of space. Hey, it's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and I'm here to tell you that Closets by Design creates custom garage solutions designed around your lifestyle. From cabinets and storage systems to garage flooring, they create a place for everything. I love what they did with my closet. Now I understand why so many homeowners trust them with their garages too. Right now, you can get 40% off and ask about their special financing options. Schedule your free in-home design consultation today at closetsbydesign.com and tell them Jen sent you.
Calling all High Life lovers, the Champagne of Beers is making history. They're selecting their very first mayor of the Champagne of Beers region. Share your story, throw your hat in the ring, and show us why you love High Life by visiting the Miller Brewery website. Must be 25 plus to sign up, 21 plus to enjoy. Celebrate responsibly.
Summer's not over yet. We're ready to rock. The Cherry Pie Show, rescheduled from June, is back this Wednesday for Wednesday Night Live, presented by Beatbox. Get ready for a free night of your favorite 80s rock at the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park. Gates open at 6. Music starts at 7.
Whoop, just doing some roofing on another lovely Wisconsin day. No gimmicks, nope. No shortcuts, nope. It's just roofing done the old-fashioned way. Do you need shingles? Let's mingle, for a Wisconsin tradition never dwindles. So raise a glass, shake a hand for this old-fashioned brand. Whoop, that's old-fashioned roofing.
When the game matters, where you play matters even more. At Wisconsin Country Club, you're not just golfing, you're stepping into a 97-year tradition of excellence. The only private course in Milwaukee designed for those who take their game and their connections seriously. No crowded tee times, no distractions, just pristine fairways, elite competition, and conversations that carry far beyond the 18th hole. This is where deals are discussed, where relationships are built, where you belong. Elevate your game at Wisconsin Country Club. Book your private tour today and mention Good Karma for exclusive promotions.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. Right now, buy 4 windows, get 4 free in 48 months with 0% interest, same as cash. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Summertime is when you'll find the largest selection of homes on the market.
But it's the bottom of the night, as it's also the time when homes move the quickest.
This is Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Andrea Woshinski. With more buyers competing, preparation, speed, and expert local guidance can make all the difference.
Start your home journey today with our white glove service at wendorfteam.kw.com.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
A real estate team driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
You're listening to On the Tee with Gabe Neitzel and Stephen Watson on 94.5 ESPN.
When the game matters, where you play matters even more. At Wisconsin Country Club, you get a championship-level golf experience right here in Milwaukee with nearly a century of tradition behind it. But what really sets it apart is everything beyond the course. Pool days, tennis, pickleball, fitness, and great dining. Oh, and programs your kids will actually look forward to. It's not a pieced-together lifestyle. It's all in one place. As a member myself, I can tell you it's where I go to play, connect, and spend real time with my family. The Wisconsin Country Club, a better way to experience the game and everything around it. Schedule your private tour today. Mention Good Karma for exclusive promotions. So I went and picked up the clubs today, taking them on the road with me down to Jacksonville this week for the Tour Championship. And I came upon a nice little surprise.
What was that?
The new sod is down and playable
and
for
open.
The short game area at Wisconsin Country Club. Got to throw my first couple of divots into that nice, beautiful grass.
So I was out there earlier today as well. Decided I wanted to do some wedge work today, and was also pleasantly surprised to see that. For those who haven't been to the Wisconsin Country Club, we have 2 kind of greens for a short game area. One for like 30 to 50-yard pitches, depending upon where kind of the balls are set up that day, and that piece of turf, You got to let some of those areas rest. And then kind of more of a chipping, I would say. And they just laid down sod in between the two of them, kind of connecting everything. So you've got different angles. You can go at either green. I was doing little bump and runs because the way one of the greens is shaped, to try to chase it up a hill, you're kind of significantly below that.
Yeah.
So do you want to fly it to there? Do you want to bump it in? Because I have found myself so many times, Stephen, when I'm playing, and if I'm playing a place like Erin Hills, or there are a couple of places where you can kind of be pretty far below the putting surface at our place at Wisconsin Country Club, where it's like, well, do I want to fly this on the green? Do I want to kind of bump it into the hill, have the hill kill it? But if I wanted to bump it into the hill, it's not a shot you have the ability to practice at a lot of places. You can now practice that at Wisconsin Country.
Yeah, picking your flight is something that I still, to this day, struggle with my wedges. Like I felt more confident with my wedges since I got new ones and, kind of reworked some of my shot and my stance and attack angle and all that stuff, but still not truly committing to like a low ball or a high ball is something that little new practice area is going to be a place I can really work some kinks out.
I've been experimenting really from probably now 150 in, using a number of different wedges to kind of experiment. So having, get around the green, maybe you're playing a different wedge, but
I love
even
that your wedges take you up to 150. Usually it's like under 100 yards, right? For us mortals.
Well, yeah, we don't need to get into that, but just kind of different, So, instead of just hitting your sand wedge or your lob wedge, try to play and experiment, and that has really helped me the last couple of weeks. That is something I would.
It's fun to watch you last week golfing your ball, man.
So the Tour Championship going on right now. You are going to be on the call, PGA Tour Live. So check out ESPN Plus. Watch our guy Steven be a part of the coverage this week for the final event of the PGA Tour schedule. What do you have your eye on? What are you taking a look at? Yeah, you have a gem of the week for us on some stats or something you're keeping your eye on?
Yeah, I will be with the first group. I'll be part of the feature group coverage for PGA Tour Live. So I'll have kind of the ironic pairing of Tom Kim and Ryan Fox, who'll be first off as number 29 and 30. Tom Kim, well known as one of the slowest players on the PGA Tour. Ryan Fox, of course, one of the fastest. So hoping Foxy can maybe push Tom Kim along a little bit.
18 seconds?
22.
22, I'm
22
sorry.
seconds.
22
for
seconds.
him to line up and just
drill the putt
his
to win
Open
the Open
Championship. And then the other group I'll have will be Victor Hovland and Robert McIntyre. We'll also have Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler, and their groups on PGA Tour Live for the Tour Championship for the opening two rounds. A couple of storylines I'm looking for. Of course, the Player of the Year, because I do think it's going to come down to that. I'm fascinated to see Wyndham versus Scotty. I want to see what I've been waiting to see for a long time. Like, I want Scotty and Rory on Sunday. I need them in some sort of event. If we're gonna have to wait until 2028 in match play, that would be sad for us to finally get a Scotty and Rory duel down the stretch. We kind of had a backdoor one this year at the Masters. Where Scotty kind of backdoored his way into a runner-up finish, but it never really felt like.
But it's not like they were. Yeah, it's not like they were in the same group, or even like Scotty was just one group ahead, and they're trying to. Yeah, it just never had that feel.
Yeah, but just some notable numbers from prep for this upcoming week. Scotty's entering as the number one player for a fifth straight year. Just the run that he's been on is pretty remarkable. Rory trying to become the first to win 4 FedEx Cup championships. Tommy Fleetwood looking to become the first back-to-back champion. Hard to believe that there has never been a back-to-back champion, even in the Tiger era of this. 2 rookies advanced in Chris Rayton and Alex Fitzpatrick. I know we've talked a lot about Fitzy and the season that he's had. Pretty remarkable that he found himself inside the top 30 for this week.
Well, again, considering that, he didn't have standing on this tour until he won with his brother
at the Zurich
halfway through the year.
Yeah, and he earned his place. Some really strong finishes
really
at signature
good golf.
events.
You want to talk about golfing your ball?
Yeah,
good on him.
6 golfers are going to be making their Tour Championship debut. How many of them can you name, Gabe?
Well, obviously Alex.
Yep.
So Rayton and Fitzpatrick. So those guys being rookies. Ryan Fox.
Ryan Fox is one of them. At the ripe old age of 39. Love that about this game.
Akshay? Or did Akshay? Okay, Akshay's made it before. Ryan Gerard?
Ryan Gerard is one of them.
Oh, boy. Now wait. Got her up?
No, he was there last year.
He was there last year?
Yeah,
okay.
a couple wins. Let me see. One loves social media and the other one really contended at a major this year.
One loves Minwoo?
Minwoo is making his tour championship debut, and the other person contended at a major championship this year.
Contended at a major championship this year.
Finished runner-up. Played in the final pairing.
Oh, boy. Who am I missing here?
Alex Smalley.
Oh,
He's going to be making
sure.
his tour championship debut after his runner-up finish at the PGA Championship. Playing in the final group where Aaron Rice just stole everyone.
I mean, Smalley was just kind of along for the ride. I don't know if I saw Smalley hit a shot.
Yeah, he got bounced from coverage pretty early.
Poor guy.
Yeah, and then Wyndham Clark trying to become the first since Victor Hovland to win the BMW and the Tour Championship in consecutive weeks. So just some kind of fun storylines for this upcoming week.
It's a gem of the week. It's brought to you by the Jewelry Center. Engagement rings, wedding bands, gifts for that special someone, even repairs. It can all happen at the Jewelry Center. Visit any one of their 4 locations, Greenfield, Brookfield, Burlington, or Mequon. The Jewelry Center. We make our picks. Our Gerber Lofts' one call, that's all for the Tour Championship. That is coming up next on the tee.
Back to the course and on the tee with Gabe and Steven after this on 94.5 ESPN. Catholic Memorial Football airs here. This Thursday, the Crusaders visit Sun Prairie West. Hear every snap live on 94.5 ESPN and watch the action on ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. Catholic Memorial Football is presented by Tony Wendorf and Associates, D&M Accounting, R&R Insurance, Urchel Real Estate, and Curative Care Network. And brought to you by Home Sealed Exteriors, Perspire Sauna Studio, BC Adhesives, Gerald Nell Incorporated, Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, and KMI Construction.
Commercial payments at Fifth Third Bank combine experience with innovation. Trusted to process more than $17 trillion in payments each year, Fifth Third delivers reliability at scale while continuing to push what's next. Named one of Fortune magazine's most innovative companies, Fifth Third builds secure, efficient, and forward-thinking payment solutions. Because commercial payments require more than consistency. They demand innovation that keeps money moving. That's commercial payments. A Fifth Third better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
If you're shopping for a new vehicle, you know where to go. It's Ewald Automotive Group's 2026 model year closeout. To make room for the 2027s, all remaining 2026 models are priced to sell. Shop over 1,500 vehicles with financing as low as 0%. Ewald's 2026 model year closeout. Going on now at every Ewald location.
Go to ewaldauto.com.
Select models with approved credit for a limited term. See dealer for details.
National Sandwich Month is here, and Cousins Subs is celebrating all month long with exclusive rewards for Cousins Club members. Join Cousins Club today and unlock special offers, bonus points, and extra ways to earn rewards every time you order throughout August. It's our way of helping you get even more from your favorite subs. From classics to grill-to-order favorites and deli fresh subs, there's always something delicious to discover at Cousins Subs. Celebrate National Sandwich Month with Cousins Club and start earning rewards today. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
I've had a number of surgeries, and frankly, I don't have time to rehab a surgery and an operation at this point in my life. I didn't want to take time off my kids' activities.
That's why former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter turned to QC Kinetics. We couldn't be happier saving our patients like him from operating rooms and long recoveries.
I've been able to resume like normal activity for me, which is a lot of running. It's a lot of workouts. I've been very, very blessed with how it's been able to hold up.
For so long, patients have accepted surgery as the only solution. But with new technologies, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics use regenerative treatments, your body's own biologics, to help heal and restore knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
I actually ran into a friend of mine over at our golf course, and he had his knee done. It felt so well. He'd got his shoulder done. He goes, I can't thank you enough. He had heard the commercial on the air, and so it's feeling great.
Find out how you can avoid surgery and finally get relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile.
your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
ESPN fans, it's Gabe Neitzel here, and I want to introduce you to Jens Family Chiropractic. Whether you're putting in long days on the job, coaching the kids, spending weekends on the golf course, or just trying to stay active, your body takes on a lot. And if back pain, neck pain, headaches, or sciatica have become a part of your routine, Jens Family Chiropractic believes it's worth finding out why. Their focus is identifying the cause of the problem, not just covering up symptoms. Learn more and check out their new patient special at jensfamilychiropractic.com. That's jensfamilychiropractic.com.
For it's On the Tee with Gabe Neitzel and Stephen Watson on 94.5 ESPN.
Before we get to our Gerber Law Offices One Call, That's All, I just quickly want to shout out the Wisconsin PGA Junior guys. They do a great job. Our buddies Ed and Andy over there putting on so many events, so many tournaments for a lot of juniors. And I got to play in one of their season-ending events where it ends up being a team event. And I play with three. They have other pros, an alum of the junior program, playing with three of the junior players. And I got to play 9 holes at Meadow Valley up at Black Wolf Run on Sunday with 3 of these kids. And I think we finished in 4th, T4. Had a solid day, but watching these kids play, man, they're so good. They're just so good. It's so much fun to watch these guys and these kids hit the ball. So shout out to the Wisconsin PGA Junior guys because they do such a great job. One kid I talked with and was playing in my group, shout out to my guy Archer, played 33 events this summer.
This summer?
This summer, he played 33 events.
How many days are there events?
So I think he played some outside the WP, the Wisconsin PGA. I had asked and he said 33, and his dad's like, "Yeah, we're not doing that many next year."
Yeah. His dad felt like he played 60.
Well, because I talked with one of the other kids. He's like, "Oh yeah, I played baseball. Throws, a lot of stuff going on." So I think played 7 or 8. The Wisconsin PGA events fitted in when you can. You might hear Archer had 33 on the calendar.
Looking forward to
kids playing
Colin Archer playing.
He's asking me. He's like, "Does it look like I'm turning back here?" He's like, yeah, you look great there, bud. I don't know what you're asking me for, but sure, I'll give you the encouragement. Gerber Law Offices One Call, That's All for the Tour Championship, Wisconsin's own Gerber Law Offices One Call, That's All. Gerber Law Offices, Wisconsin's premier injury firm. Who you got, Steven?
So I'm not going to take Scotty Scheffler, and here's why.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he enters the Tour Championship #1 for a 5th consecutive year. He won this back in 2024. It's actually not a good course fit for Scotty Scheffler. 7th best player in the field at East Lake when playing that golf course. It's the only golf course he's not gained at least 1 stroke per round on in the PGA Tour schedule. So never been a good place for Scotty Scheffler.
I got a feeling who's #1 on that list because that's who I'm taking.
Yeah, you're definitely taking Xander, aren't you?
Well, the dude has played the Tour Championship every year since 2017. Only once did he finish outside the top 5, and that was a T7. This dude was
he's
made
a
for
shot
this
better
course.
than any other golfer in the field at East Lake.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And these are the best players in the world. My Gerber Law Offices One Call, That's All pick is actually going to be a guy I feel like we have not talked about enough this year because early in the season, he suffered a back injury, and Colin Morikawa has just gone about his business and golfed his ball all year long.
You're talking about consistency.
He finished 4th last week at the BMW. He has really strong finishes at East Lake. It's a plotter's course, so I feel like it's always a place that suits a Xander Schauffele or a Colin Morikawa. I think Colin Morikawa may backdoor, steal this thing this week after, he won at Pebble Beach earlier this year for his first win in a while. Don't sleep on Colin Morikawa this week in Atlanta.
Yeah, the back injury, it was impressive to watch him navigate that because he ended up playing pretty well despite the injury at Augusta. Obviously took some time off. And yeah, he has been, despite not having the wins, and I think people forget about the win at Pebble, I mean, he has been one of the best players on tour all season.
Yeah, I'm just looking at his recent finishes. Tied for 4th at the BMW. I mean, he was 3rd at Travelers, top 20 at the Open Championship, T4 at Heritage, T7 at the Masters, 5th place at API at Bay Hill.
There's some big-time events.
I like Colin a lot this upcoming week.
Steven's taking his clubs with him, so not only will we check in on the Tour Championship next week here on the tee, we'll see maybe where Steven played while he was down there in Florida for the Tour Championship, part of PGA Tour Live.
I'm going to have to sneak on to Sawgrass one of these days.
You're going to throw a ball down and hit one, aren't you?
I know. It's the first time I'm flying the clubs down. Yeah.
So excited for Steven. Again, make sure you're checking him out. ESPN Plus, part of the coverage all week long for the Tour Championship. We'll talk about it next week right here on the tee. Guys,